Flight Risk by S.J. Wills. Welcome to the town of the turned. Sel Archer lives in an ordinary town with ordinary residents, except for one night a month when the full moon rises. All of the adults turn into werewolves, and it's up to Sel and his friends to protect themselves from danger. As the turns start to escape, can he uncover exactly who or what is watching their every move before it's too late? Arr. Hello and welcome to Book at Deb Time. Bit different this one in that this is quite a recent book. I bought this on a recommendation of Lou Stoll, who is also written the cover on this, Pure Thrilling Brilliance. I do know Louis Stoll personally, hence why I've been a bit wary of covering any of the Loki books so far, although they are very good books. Um, recommend them obviously, but then because I don't know this person is what I'm trying to say. I don't know this person here. So Bite Risk itself is a fun read, and I am going to try and be spoiler free because, frankly, ironically enough, it is a young adult book, and as such, I'll probably be giving my copy to Tom Mayhew, who can finally read one of the books. I do recommend this one thoroughly in this. It's a neat premise on the werewolf take, and it actually is quite captivating. As a 48-year-old man, the general premise itself is that all the adults are werewolves, and we're looking at it from the perspective of preteens, really, who haven't gone through the change yet. That's pretty much smacked over the head in this. But it does give an idea of trying to figure out the adult conspiracy, as it were. Why the town is seen as such a haven, or whether or not it's a jail. Uh, as the cracks are beginning to show from their mysterious benefactor's Seacrest, and the sort of turns Ansel's situation takes, both in terms of his own rule as the caretaker for his mother, and also really the flips in it, the frenemies of teenage life, and the vault faces as you deal with larger things around you. It really is done very well. I think Ansel is quite a believable young man. His relationship with Elena, I believe, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and Ingrid, um, really do make some good comments on how much prejudice is ingrained, how much is it in our interaction, and how much is what we're told. Uh, characters are quite fairly well thought out. You have a dumb cop, obviously, and you have a bedraggled doctor. These authority figures who are either incompetent or untrustworthy in a sense. And of course, you've got the old guy Harold, who's an immutable, and immutable is someone who doesn't change. As they try and figure out what's going on in the town while things seem to be going a bit wrong, I couldn't help but think how much this, as a setting and as a premise, really built for me. Because about the same time as Ansel in this is the age where I discovered a little known 90s game called Werewolf the Apocalypse. This is part of Vampire the Masquerade, but that's where all the posh kids were, like girls and stuff. Werewolf, the Apocalypse was basically you were werewolves and you were fighting Pentex, a seemingly benign corporation that was really just out for experimentation. It really reads like one of those 90s books, and in a good way. It's just shows you how you can throw technology at things, but the interactions are really well done. I think the fact that, unlike a lot of teen books, this doesn't go for introspection. It's all show, not tell, which is really where it should be with kids. Kids aren't, in my experience, and certainly while you may have a sulky or broody teenager, most of the time it is about action and reaction, and emotion before criticism. So it really does feel that the pace is quite brisk. There are some moments of I get annoyed with because there's danger, but aha. Oh, and then, but he was almost bitten. But because one of the problems, I'll admit, is that when you have something like a werewolf, something of such immediate physical strength, there's no way you can really have a child wounded by it. You'd just be eaten. Um, so there are a few contrivances around that. Again, probably why it's a YA book. I will say also that while the last few chapters, as we begin to understand the extent of their situation, are fantastic. There's a breathtaking scene that I was absolutely taken away. It was like a good Shiloman ending rather than a bad Shiloman ending. Unfortunately, it does lack the bite when there's another Vault face and Wolf Ex Machina basically comes in, which means kind of rubs away from the glory and the agencies of the characters we've followed all this time. Um, Very unfair, I felt, for the young characters that we've followed and we've come to appreciate. But I will say that there is humor within it, and I've recently discovered book two is out, and as I'm recording this, book three will be out on the 24th of April. I definitely will be picking up book two and book three in due course once I've been able to get through the rest of my mission statement, which is read as many books as you already own this year. So, uh, happy to say, because this is a contemporary, Bite Risk, S.J. Wills. I would put this next to my Joe Hills. I totally would. This is the Stephen King's It that I should have been reading in 1992 rather than Stephen King's It. Um, and absolutely the gnosis of it um wouldn't leave me raging. And at the pages of it, it's not a shaggy dog and it's not mangy in any way. There we go. I'm happy as a puppy of Tinderloss. Do check this out. Do like and subscribe. I'm even going to put this video on the social media because my curtains need it. Do check it out. And this one, just stressing bite risk. First book, book one, bite risk. Just bite risk. Only bite risk. Only Zul. The others, the subheadings, that means you've missed out on a massive setup here. You need this for the massive setup. Um, Otherwise, and I'm hoping to give these characters a bit more uh chance to run. Until then, stay tuned. Eyebrows meet in the middle of my forehead. Well done. Glad you noticed. And from the comments, Charlie Bond. Okay, bye. Oh, Loki books are really good.